vegan recipe. It's actually vegan as well, and it is called orange ginger tofu stir fry. So I have made it twice, and we decided that we don't actually like the orange in the orange ginger, which is kind of funny. So I'm not going to be putting that in. What I am going to use is, this is going to be weird, just a little hint of orange extract. All right, so that's what we're using. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. First things first is I'm using tofu. Have you guys used tofu before? Comment below yes or no if you've used tofu. So for those that have not, you want to buy hard or extra firm tofu. It comes in this little carton like this, found normally in the produce section. All right, and then it comes in with two big old slabs in there, and you need to drain it, and then you want to cut it up. The recipe says to cut it up in 1-inch pieces. I cut mine a little smaller. You want to lay it out on a cutting board with paper towels because you want to absorb a lot of the moisture because it's in like a water substance. I don't know what it is. So anyway, so that's what you do with it. So you just cut it up, you put it on the paper towel, and you let it dry that way. So now I'm just going to add that tofu. So I had this on a paper towel, and it had a paper towel on top, okay? So I'm just going to put the tofu in my glass mixing bowl here. So you can see how I got it cut up in chunks. Let me move that out the way. And then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to that. Just kind of sprinkle it on. There we go. All right. I'm just going to kind of mix it all up. Let me grab this right here. Now, let me just get that mixed up, and I'll talk about what I'm going to cook this in. So now, you certainly, if you don't want to use the tofu, hey Tiffany, how are you? If you don't want to use the tofu, you certainly could use chicken. I would just use chicken tenders cut into little 1-inch pieces and just forget about the tofu. But this is actually really good. Tofu just takes on the flavor of whatever it is you're cooking. So in this instance, it's just going to have really great Asian flavors. So it, you know, doesn't really have a flavor of its own. I'm going to set this aside. All right, so the recipe calls to use our 12-inch stainless non-stick skillet. I love this if you don't already have. Hello there, Elizabeth. If you don't already have a great stainless steel skillet, this is great because it is non-stick and stainless. I love that. I don't know if you can see, it's got that honeycomb pattern in there. So the recipe calls to use it in the 12-inch skillet. I'm actually going to use the wok. So look how big this wok is. I love this wok. It's real deep, holds a lot. Love the wok. So the stainless steel comes in the 10-inch, the 12-inch, and this wok. All right, so I'm just gonna get the wok, heat it up, get it nice and hot, and in the meantime, I'm gonna start with the sauce. So I've got my small little batter bowl right here. And to start with, we need some ginger. So for those that don't know what ginger is, if you've never bought it, this is what the ginger looks like in the store, and you just break off how much you want. Now, I still am doing the HEB curbside, so they gave me this giant thing of ginger. I mean, I've already used it a couple times. If I was buying this and I was going to the store, I would just break off a piece, and that's all that I would probably purchase. Ginger is really, really cheap. Everybody tells me you can freeze it, but when I tried freezing it last time I ordered it on curbside, it didn't, I thought it got mushy when I defrosted it to use it. So I just keep it in the refrigerator. It actually has been lasting quite a long time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and peel off the ginger, the skin off of it, kind of like bark-like. I'm just using my vegetable peeler right here. And I need to grate about 2 tablespoons of the ginger. So I'm just gonna cut off this little hard little end piece right here. And to grate it, I'm going to use our adjustable fine grater. And you guys, I'm sorry, but if you wanted the adjustable fine grater anytime soon, it's on back order, so it's not even available, but it's a great tool to use for grating the ginger. So I'm just gonna put it down here. I'm just gonna grate back and forth until I have roughly 2 tablespoons of the ginger. It actually kind of just gets stuck on the back. You just kind of scrape it off. Super easy to do. You can chop it up too, but ginger, hey Steph, but ginger is really woody and fibrous, so it does better actually when you grate it. And you see how it's just kind of like all stuck on there like that? All right, let me grab my little scraper to scrape that off. There we go. I'm just gonna do another couple of pieces, or whatever, a little bit more. Okay. Ooh, smells so good. There we go. Scrape that off into my bowl. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the oil to my wok. My wok has gotten nice and hot. For those just joining me, I am making orange ginger tofu stir fry. And you can omit the tofu if you would like and just use some chicken tenders. So I'm going to add the oil to my wok. And then I have the tofu here that I cut up and had it with the cornstarch. And we're just going to let that cook. We want them to get nice and brown. The little pieces of tofu we want to brown, and then we're going to flip and brown the other side. In the meantime, I am still going to continue with this sauce. All right, so that is probably enough ginger. Okay, now to this I'm going to add soy sauce, but I am using the tamari sauce. It's gluten-free. And how much do I need? 3 tablespoons. So this is our small little easy read measuring cup. It does tablespoons. So I need 3. What are y'all having for dinner tonight? I always like to know that. It kind of helps me with another night with what I'm going to cook for dinner. All right, so I got the 3 tablespoons of the tamari in there. Next, I need 3 tablespoons of either agave or honey. So this is our super cool little petite measure-all. I need the 3 tablespoons of the honey. Makes it nice and sweet. All right, got that in there. And then I need 1/4 of a cup of red wine vinegar. Okay, so 1/4 of red wine vinegar. I'm just going to use this. Okay, oops, I haven't even got it open yet. All right. So I can also, the 1/4 of a cup is on the side of this thing. This is a handy little measuring cup here. I love it. Spaghetti and garlic bread. Well, you know what? That's always a favorite at my house. You can't go wrong with spaghetti. And then we need a few red pepper flakes. My family likes it hot, so I'm going to put quite a few red pepper flakes in there. Now, you're supposed to add the zest of an orange and some orange juice. We didn't like that. I'm just going to add 1 little drop of orange extract. All right, and then I'm going to flip these over real fast. The easiest way is just to use your chef tongs. I'm just going to go through and flip all these over. Now, if you're watching me from somebody's party, comment with whose party you're watching me from, because I am giving 10 extra tickets into the prize drawing. I do a participation prize drawing, so they will get an extra 10 tickets for watching and commenting. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to do that and like flip it like they do on TV? Oh, I would love to be able to do that. Yeah, I have no idea how to do that. All right, next, I am missing the garlic. So of course, you gotta have garlic, right? So we need 2 garlic cloves pressed. So I'm just gonna pop those in. Get those pressed in here. Now I'll tell you this, you know, I just put those two little tiny little sweet like dots of the orange extract, and I can smell it. All right, now we're just gonna get this all whipped up and set aside because this is our sauce for later. So I've got my little mini whipper right here. This is a super handy little item to have. Oh, there's one of my hostesses with the mostesses. Hey, Cece. Awesome. Who else do I have? Susan, hello. And Morgan, hello, hello, hello. I saw somebody was saying something about their Nana and then it went away, so I'll have to go back and read that later. So, if you are joining me from one of my 4 parties going on this week, comment with your hostess's name, hashtag in your host, so that I can be sure to award you the 10 extra tickets. All right, so we're going to set that aside. I'm going to go ahead and check on this tofu. We're just browning the tofu on each side. Okay, awesome. Okay, so now we're going to work on the vegetables. All right, Elizabeth, you come back and watch later. I'm also going to, my brother has been putting these on my YouTube channel as well. So he combines, oh, I needed some salt. So he combines my finished product with this part and he puts it on my YouTube channel. All right, so now we need to work on the veggies. So first thing I need is some onion. So I did call for green onion and we didn't have any. So I'm just going to use a half of regular old onion. I'm just going to slice it up so that we have slices. Sit right here. Then I'm going to use, we need zucchini. Tiffany tofu doesn't really have a flavor, so you should try it. It just mimics, so it's going to taste like the sauce pretty much. The veggies in the sauce, it has 0 flavor. All right, so now I need to slice up this zucchini. So the easiest way to do this is check this out. You just set it on your quick slice. And then all my zucchini is sliced up. I mean, you really can't get much easier than that. All right, and then let me do the next piece. Take off the little bottom part. All right. There we go. Zucchini, onion, zucchini, and red bell pepper. So I'm going to do the same thing with the red bell pepper. We just want it in slices, so I'm just going to chop it up real fast. Now, it also calls for those pea things, what are they called? Snow peas. Called for snow peas. Surprise, surprise! I don't have any snow peas. So, I'm going to be using some broccoli instead. We actually did it the other night with the broccoli, and it tasted really good that way. So, we're just going to use the broccoli again tonight. There we go. And I'm just going to put these in some slices. I think I needed slices, or do I not? We'll do it this way. Smaller slices. All right. We're going to keep them in slices, so we have that. So they're all roughly the same size. Okay. A few more pieces, and then I'm going to take that tofu out and add the veggies. Okay. One more. All right, so now all our veggies are ready to go. Super easy. Hey, Lauren, how are you? All right, so now that the tofu is done, I can take that out, and I'm just going to add that to a small bowl. So the tofu has been cooking and getting nice and brown. I'm just going to take it out and put it in my bowl. There you go. I'm going to add a little bit more oil to my stainless steel wok. There you go. And I'm going to dump all the veggies in there at the same time. Super easy. Can't get much easier than this. All right. So let me just go ahead and toss those so that they can be cooking in the oil. I'm going to use my tongs again. And let that cook down. One thing I love about Asian cooking is how fast it goes. Super duper fast, love it. Now I already have 1 can of sliced water chestnuts that I already have opened and drained. And let me just show you, this is great. This is our can strainer for those that don't have this. It can go in your can or on top of your can, however it's easier. I usually use it that way in my can. Great for tuna as well. So I'm just gonna add these water chestnuts. All right, and let that continue to cook down a little bit more. Hey Julie, how are you doing? Oh good, you are from Jenny's party. Excellent, you just got 10 points, my lady. 10 tickets. All right, so like I said, as I did not have the snow peas, but I do have the chopped broccoli. So I have let this defrost. It's still just a little bit frozen, and I'm just gonna add the broccoli to the skillet as well. I don't like snow peas anyway, so I think the broccoli is a better choice. All right, let's just mix all that together. Let that continue to cook. All right, and I'm going to show you what the tofu looks like, okay? So can y'all see? This is the tofu that I had cooking already. And it's just waiting to go in just a little bit. So, to recap, we've got the tofu that I coated in the cornstarch and that cooked, took it out. Then I added some onions, zucchini, water chestnuts, and a red bell pepper. Got that cooking now. Oh, and broccoli. And then in here I have the ginger root, the soy sauce, the honey, the red wine vinegar, and garlic and red pepper flakes. That's the sauce ready to go. It smells really, really good. Oh, and a little bit of orange extract. So that's the whole thing. Hey Holly, how are you? Super quick, easy recipe, and you can certainly substitute the tofu for chicken if you don't want to be brave and try tofu, but I want you to try it. It tastes good. All right, let's just continue to mix this around. That needs to just cook a little bit more. I would love to know what products that you saw here that I used today that you would like to have in your kitchen. Like, do y'all have this quick slice? Is it something that you think you would use in your kitchen? I love my quick slice. I use it all the time. Or maybe you don't have our fine grater, fine adjustable grater. That's what I've used for the ginger. Or maybe you don't have our mini measure-all cup, does tablespoons and milliliters. Or maybe you don't have our garlic press. Love our garlic press. Tammy says she loves her quick slice. I agree, use it all the time. Garlic press as well. Maybe you don't have our small batter bowl and our little mini whipper. You know, the little mini whipper is a favorite of mine. I use it for a lot of things. Gravies, like milk powder, like protein powder, chocolate milk, all that kind of stuff. All right, let me just check on the vegetables and see how that's going real fast. Looks good. Now it's time to add the tofu back. Tiffany says she loves the quick slice and she really wants the wok. Oh, girl, let me tell you about this wok. I love the wok. It holds so much. So I'm just going to add the tofu back in, and I'm going to go ahead and toss it in. And then add the sauce. So now the cornstarch on the tofu serves two purposes. One is that it kind of crisps up the tofu, because it has that layer on there. And two, it will become a thickening agent. It will then thicken the sauce. Batter bowls, yes, Stephanie's saying the batter bowls are one of her favorites, yes. And look, they have had a facelift over the years, but yeah, the batter bowls I use all the time. This is the smaller one. So now I'm just gonna add this sauce to it. It really does smell good in here, you ladies. All right, so we're just gonna let that thicken a little bit, and then that's dinner. It's done already. I mean, that's super fast. Oh, the rice. I do have to cook rice. I forgot that's what I was gonna do. This recipe is on the Pampered Chef website, but I will copy it and put it here in this thread so that you guys can easily see it. But yeah, pretty much all the recipes I get, I just take from the website. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go to my personal website and you go to the recipe selection, and in the search part where that little magnifying glass is, if you start typing in some ingredients that you have on hand, let's say you put in chicken, you put in ginger, you put in whatever you have, it'll populate recipes for you. Isn't that cool? I love that. Put in ground beef, onions, noodles, and then it'll populate recipes with those ingredients for you. It'll help you. So that's on my personal website. All right, let me just show you what this looks like. Y'all can see it. It does need to cook a little bit more to thicken up, but I just wanted to show you how nice and colorful it is. Look, can y'all see in there? Can you see before it slides out? Look, it's so beautiful. I love colorful food. All right, we're just gonna let that sauce thicken up a little more, and you do serve it with rice. So I do need to make some rice really fast. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. And don't forget that if you watch later, hey Annie, if you watch the replay later and you are a part of one of my 4 parties this week, be sure to comment with your host, because you'll still get credit for watching even if you don't watch me live. It does look amazing, doesn't it, Stephanie? It's gonna be so yummy. All right, y'all have a great night. Take care. Bye. Thank you. That walk is huge. It is. I love the walk. It's great. Bye now.